Welcome back to Advanced Weekly Update. We're here every week except last week. We weren't here last week, and I wasn't here 2 weeks ago. We often talk about our advanced magazine articles here and process them with you. So if you're logging in right now, I hope that you can comment and practice your English together. Let's go ahead and take that poll. Do you currently work with Al? Just kidding, it's not Al, it's AI. I always read AI as Al because that capital I looks a lot like an L.
We need to get back to classical fonts where the capital I has the little bit on the top and the bit on the bottom. So that it doesn't look like a lowercase L. I make the same mistake all the time. It's like, have you been using Al for your work lately? I don't even know Al. Who is Al?
Who is this Al? What is AI? So we have different options here. We're joking, of course. Do you currently work with it? Yes, a lot. Yes, a little. Or no. Or if you want to be funny, what is AI? Is that a cat? I currently work with AI a little bit, but mostly for generating the pre-work, like the ideas, or maybe for a pitch. There are different kinds of AI. Peter and I were discussing a new app that lets you generate music clips, right?
Yeah, music clips. Cool. You just enter, it's all text, you have to give it text like, give me music that is mellow, that I might hear in a coffee shop in the style of Joe Blow singer, or whoever. The more you give it, the more it can get something like what you have in mind. But it's amazing because it just creates it right there on the computer. You hear someone playing the guitar, you hear drums or bass, and it's all you. It's AI lives up to the hype in many ways.
And in many ways, AI is not really a new question. This question of making things has gone through history, and I feel like we've seen this over and over again. But it feels different with AI for an important reason. There's always someone that makes something by hand, and then a machine can make it better, or a tool can do it faster.
Right.
So we're constantly seeing this happen. Max, you use it to correct your English grammar. That's great. Hey, me too, right? Spell check on like a Word document does that, but there are better apps. I'm curious, Max, what app do you use, and how do you like it? We're always interested in what our students and friends are using to improve their English. So it's really exciting, the tools available now for language learning. So take advantage of them. I hope that advanced English isn't your only source of language learning. We're here to help sharpen your vocabulary and challenge you and push you. But if you're not using other outside tools, you're missing out. I want to encourage you, use every tool you can to level up your English to where you want it to be. So let's learn some vocab together. Time to learn some English. Anthropomorphic. If you know that one already, you get points. Anthropomorphic, just practice writing it out in the comment. Get it in your muscle memory there. Help us in the comments section. Anthropomorphic has two root words in there. There's the Greek anthropos, which means man, humanity, right? Mankind. And then morphic means to change, right? So or to turn into something. So anthropomorphic kind of means
to change into humanity or change into a man. And the word is used traditionally it's used when you are reading a story or seeing a cartoon movie about animals that can talk.
Totally, Disney,
That's the classic example of anthropomorphism. Changing into man, giving the qualities of humanity to something that is not human, like an animal or an insect or a cloud. All that is anthropomorphism.
Like Pixar is really good at this. They have a lot of their classics are anthropomorphic, like Elemental. Anthropomorphic fire and water. Selena, you hate to talk with the bank chatbot. We talked about this term a few weeks ago, the uncanny valley, like when you don't know or they call it the Turing test. Or the uncanny valley.
After Alex Turing?
I believe so, the inventor of like modern computing kind of. And do you know if it's a bot or not? Evangeline, hi, I chat with AI in English about what I learned from Advanced Magazine. There you go, that's great. We might even be robots at this point, we're just robots. Hi, good to see you. Anthropomorphic, quite hard to type it out. I know, right? That's why we need to practice. It's got that PH, silent PH in there, all that good stuff. And Selena, you say, couldn't solve my problems at all. You know,
at the end of the day, this AI thing, if it can't solve your problems, what's the big deal? Make a music. Oh, wow. You know, how about helping me pay my bills? Find a job, find a relationship. Where's the AI for that?
Yeah, so AI...
It's coming.
You know, and it is anthropomorphic. It has the qualities of humanity. That's exactly it. So we need to be careful with AI because it's not a person, right? But it still can be like a person. So let's talk a little bit more. These are 3 terms from the New York Times. The New York Times says we all need to know these terms when we're talking about AI. The next term is bias, B-I-A-S, okay? If you might already know the word algorithm. Algorithm is the code that a computer uses. You probably know that one. Yeah. Algorithms for AI sometimes have something called bias.
Right, and bias is also a word that you'll use in everyday English.
Yeah.
It just means a preference, preference that you or anyone has for one thing over another, or one kind of person over another.
Yeah.
So bias itself is a neutral term, but it's usually used in a negative way.
Kind of,
Yeah, in a sense that we might say, you know, someone, a person who demonstrates racist behavior has a bias against that race they're being racist towards.
Right. Usually, you can use this word a lot. You could say, your friends, let's say you have friends and they're trying to decide where to eat. Will you eat Mexican food or like American food? And you say, I want to eat American food, but I'm biased because I don't like spicy food. Right. Something like that. Yeah. So biased.
Or I don't like Mexican food.
Yeah.
You know, any preference that is used, you know, kind of in a bad way.
Sometimes you chat with GPT, but don't know how to use it in my job. Clerking at a pharmacy. Yes, great English, by the way. So sometimes it's a question, how does this incorporate with what I'm doing? You know, so AI doesn't have to incorporate in every level right away, but we're kind of all waiting to see how it's going to affect the larger economy, I think. It seems like about 50% of people use AI a little bit. Let's talk about another term here, but first the discussion question. I want to know, so what are your concerns, your worries, or interests with AI? Like when you think about AI, are you worried? Are you excited? Like how do you feel about AI? Let us know. The next word, I want you guys to type it out if you can too. Hallucination. Hallucination. So if you hallucinate, you see something that's not there. Can you use that in a sentence? Hallucination?
Oh, I was so tired over the weekend, I didn't get any sleep at all. I was up for 2 days straight, and by the end of it, I started to hallucinate these little creatures crawling up the wall.
Yeah. One time that's great. One time I was painting for my college undergrad job. I was a painter over the summer. And I had to paint a bathroom stall one time with this really strong gray paint. And I just remember painting and then being like, there's someone standing behind me. And I could have sworn that someone was right there, but I had hallucinated it. There were just too many paint fumes, so I had to get out of there.
Right.
And so a hallucination, when we're talking about AI, is, you could probably guess, it's when the robot imagines something that isn't there, and they end up lying in their response. Right. You know, maybe they're not trying to, but they give the wrong answer. Right. They hallucinate an answer.
Right, they see something that is not there.
Yeah, and this is, I see this in my news or search feed when I'm searching for terms online. Now a lot of like Microsoft and Google use an AI-assisted search, and they'll give you kind of like a summary of the data you're going to look up. But sometimes the way it's worded is a little off or irrelevant, and I can tell, oh, that was an AI-generated response, and it's kind of, there's a term we use, something is off the wall. If I say, wow, that was an off the wall comment, What am I saying there?
Off the wall kind of has a range of meanings.
Yeah.
It can mean something sort of very unexpected and abrupt, sort of just out of left field is another way we say it, where it seems to come from nothing that you were just talking about. That was off the wall. Off the wall can also be used to mean kind of cool.
Yeah.
If something is off the wall, it's like, hey, that new dance step is off the wall, man.
Yeah.
It's a flexible term, but I mean, basically off the wall. The way you
kind of random, kind of random and irrelevant.
Yeah.
There's another term, off the hook. That's off the hook.
Yeah,
and that has that. There's a lot of phrases like that. Yeah, off the hook.
Off
just
the
if you're curious.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Off the hook either means like you were in trouble and you got off the hook, like a fish got off the hook.
Right.
Or you could say, wow, it's kind of in slang, it means that was so crazy. Like, this party is off the hook or off the chain. Yeah. You're saying it's broken loose, it's crazy.
Yeah. Off the charts also can refer to that, something very good.
Off the wall. Okay, so yes, off the wall. Going back, sorry for the distraction. Off the wall means it's random. Like the ball was thrown, but it bounced off the wall. You don't know where it's going to go. So we just had an off-the-wall moment there.
Yes, that was a bit of an off-the-wall
sorry for that off-the-wall moment. Okay, last term here. You'll definitely see this if you're reading about AI from English-speaking sources. Neural network. And you could probably say that a little bit better. Say that with your New York accent. Neural
network.
Neural network. There we go. Not a neural network. That's basically an artificial brain, right?
Yeah. A neural network is like a computer machine learning system that works the way the human brain does.
Yes.
Like a network of neurons that transmit information.
Yeah.
Google's search engine is an example of a neural network.
Yeah. Yiju, I think you're right. Despite one's fear of being replaced by AI, the progression will go on without our wish or liking. Yeah, you could say with or without our liking it. I think I have to prepare for the new things. I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, I agree with that. I was thinking about that right before the live stream today. The future is here, so it's just the next thing that we all go through together and not panic. So I'd really be interested in other concerns or interests. Do you have any concerns or excitement for AI?
I'm interested with AI to see how quickly it's going to evolve. I was talking to John before we went on the air about this video creation program. It's an AI video creation program, like the music one I was talking about earlier. You type in some text and it gives you a movie. I mean, it looks like a movie. This is not, maybe you remember a year or so ago, there were these pictures of celebrities eating spaghetti generated by an AI program, and it was very exaggerated and very kind of goofy. That was like just a year ago. Now there's this new program that can give you very good images, movies, based on your text input that you have to, you can still kind of tell it's AI, but you have to look very closely. And this is just in a year. That program, in 5 years, who knows what it's going to be capable of?
Yeah, capable. There's a good word. Capabilities, the things that something can do. You can say someone is very capable. They can do a lot of things, or they can do their job well. To be capable, what will AI be capable of? Well, friends, that's about it for today, but I'd be interested in your comments. Think about this. You can comment afterwards. Looks like now that our poll is over, it seems like most people don't currently work with AI, but it's about 50-50. With AI, maybe everyone can create their own movies. Haha, yeah, I think that's where we're going.
I think that's where we're going, really, is what it is. Yeah.
And so now there's just this question, kind of like the internet, right? And everyone can post their own videos, but there's still sort of a filtering process based on the consumer. So we'll see, what do people want to see? Will they get tired of AI? Will they not be able to tell? Right now, sometimes you can tell if something is AI generated. It has kind of a feel, and one way you can know it's AI is that everything is sort of very detailed, but when you zoom in on the details, it's like pieces put together. Yeah. It's interesting. Sometimes I'll use the Bing AI generator, and it will put in like fake text there. Tony Stark. Evangeline, I'm so proud of you for mentioning Tony Stark, who is the character from Iron Man, played by Robert Downey Jr. He has an excellent AI working for him so that he can focus on renovation. There you go. If we can have an AI assistant, our lives can be like Tony Stark.
Yeah, no, it's
That's right.
coming. It's coming, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, friends, I really appreciate your thoughts. Thank you for commenting. We love you guys. We'll see you next week, God willing, to practice your English.
Yeah.
Remember, don't hallucinate. Be capable and use your own organic neural network to, what was our first term there?
Anthropomorphism.
Anthropomorphize the things that you see.
Yes.
And there you go.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you, friends. That's all for today. We'll see you next week. Jayo on your English.